Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about something that's going to change your life. It's a simple concept, but it's incredibly powerful. We're going to talk about learning to depend on yourself. Now, why is this important? Well, let me tell you, in this world of constant change and uncertainty, the only person you can truly count on is yourself. See, most people go through life depending on others. They depend on their parents, their friends, their spouse, the boss, the government. And don't get me wrong, it's wonderful to have support. But when you rely too heavily on others, you're putting your destiny in someone else's hands. And that, my friends, is a dangerous game to play. Now, I'm not saying you should isolate yourself or never ask for help. That's not what this is about. This is about developing the skills, the mindset, and the resilience to stand on your own 2 feet. It's about becoming the kind of person who can weather any storm, who can seize any opportunity, who can create their own success regardless of the circumstances. Think about it. The most successful people in the world in any field are those who have learned to depend on themselves. They're the ones who take responsibility for their lives, who don't make excuses, who don't wait for someone else to solve their problems or hand them opportunities on a silver platter. So how do we learn to depend on ourselves? Well, it starts with mindset. You've got to believe that you're capable, that you're worthy, that you have what it takes, because if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect to rely on yourself? So now I know what some of you are thinking. But Jim, I don't feel capable. I don't feel worthy. And to that I say, feelings follow actions. You don't have to feel capable to act capable. You don't have to feel worthy to act worthy. Start acting as if you're capable and worthy. And I promise you, the feelings will follow. Next, we've got to talk about skills. Depending on yourself doesn't mean you have to know everything or be able to do everything. But it does mean constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly expanding your abilities. The more skills you have, the more you can rely on yourself in different situations. So what skills do I need to develop to be more self-reliant? Maybe it's financial skills so you can manage your money better. Maybe it's communication skills so you can express yourself more effectively. Maybe it's technical skills so you can adapt to the changing job market. Whatever it is, make a commitment to lifelong learning. Something crucial is learning to depend on yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey. And like any journey, it starts with a single step. So don't overwhelm yourself trying to change everything at once. Start small. Pick one area of your life where you want to be more self-reliant and focus on that. Maybe you want to be more financially independent. Great. Start by creating a budget, learning about investing, or finding ways to increase your income. Maybe you want to be more emotionally self-reliant. Wonderful. Start practicing self-reflection, learning to manage your thoughts and emotions, or developing a personal growth plan. See, you have to start somewhere, anywhere. Because once you start seeing progress in one area, it'll give you the confidence to tackle other areas. It's like a snowball effect. You start small, but as you keep going, you build momentum, and before you know it, you're transforming your entire life. Now let's talk about responsibility. This is a big one, folks. Learning to depend on yourself means taking full responsibility for your life. And I mean full responsibility, not just for your successes, but for your failures too. Not just for your strengths, but for your weaknesses as well. You see, most people love to take credit when things go well, but as soon as something goes wrong, they're quick to point fingers, to make excuses, to blame circumstances or other people. But here's the truth. As long as you're blaming others for your problems, you're giving away your power to solve those problems. So I challenge you. Next time something goes wrong in your life, instead of looking for something to blame, ask yourself, what could I have done differently? What can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow and become stronger? This isn't about beating yourself up or being hard on yourself. It's about empowering yourself, because when you take responsibility, you take control. And when you take control, you can make changes. You can find solutions. You can create the life you want. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked when it comes to self-reliance. Self-care, you see, to depend on yourself, you need to take care of yourself. You need to be at your best physically, mentally, and emotionally. Think about it. If you're constantly exhausted, stressed out, or burnt out, how can you expect to rely on yourself? You can't pour from an empty cup, as they say. So make self-care a priority. Get enough sleep. Eat well. Exercise regularly. Now take time for relaxation and fun. Nourish your mind with good books and stimulating conversations. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's an investment in yourself, in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. So don't feel guilty about taking care of yourself. It's one of the most important things you can do to become more self-reliant. Now let's talk about resilience, because let me tell you, when you're learning to depend on yourself, you're going to face challenges. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to face moments of doubt and fear. And that's where resilience comes in. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's the ability to keep going when things get tough. And it's absolutely crucial for self-reliance, because life isn't always going to be smooth sailing. There will be storms. There will be obstacles. And in those moments, you need to be able to rely on yourself to get through. So how do you build resilience? Well, it starts with perspective. Understand that challenges are not roadblocks. They're opportunities for growth. They're chances to test yourself, to prove to yourself what you're capable of. Next is about developing coping strategies. Maybe it's meditation to help you stay calm under pressure. Maybe it's journaling to help you process your thoughts and emotions. Maybe it's having a support system you can turn to when you need encouragement. Find what works for you and make it a regular part of your life. And remember, resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't shy away from challenges. Embrace them. See them as opportunities to build your resilience, to become stronger, to become more self-reliant. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to learning to depend on yourself. Goal setting. You see, self-reliance isn't just about handling whatever comes your way. It's about creating the life you want. And for that, you need clear, specific goals. Most people drift through life without any real direction. They let circumstances dictate their path. They react to what happens to them instead of making things happen for them. But when you learn to depend on yourself, you become proactive. You take charge of your life. You set the course. So I challenge you. Take some time to really think about what you want in life. What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? Don't limit yourself. Don't worry about what's realistic or what other people might think. This is your life, your journey. Once you have a clear vision of what you want, break it down into specific, actionable goals, long-term goals, short-term goals, daily goals. Write them down. Look at them every day. Let them guide your actions and decisions. And here's the key. Don't wait for someone else to make your goals happen. Don't expect life to just hand you what you want. Take action every single day. Do something that moves you closer to your goals. This doesn't have to be big. Small steps taken consistently can lead to enormous changes over time. So now let's talk about something that's often overlooked when it comes to self-reliance. The power of habits. You see, our lives are largely shaped by our habits, the small daily actions we take without even thinking about them. And if you want to truly depend on yourself, you need to develop habits that support your goals and your vision for your life. Think about it. If you have a habit of procrastination, how can you rely on yourself to get things done? If you have a habit of overspending, how can you rely on yourself to achieve financial independence? If you have a habit of negative self-talk, how can you rely on yourself to stay motivated and confident? So take a good, hard look at your habits. Which ones are serving you? Which ones are holding you back? Be honest with yourself and then start making changes. Replace negative habits with positive ones. It's not easy. I know, but it's necessary if you want to become truly self-reliant. Start small. Pick one habit you want to change or develop. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes a day. Maybe it's saving a portion of your income. Whatever it is, commit to it. Just do it consistently, day after day, week after week. It'll be hard at first, but stick with it, because once a positive action becomes a habit, it becomes effortless. It becomes part of who you are. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to learning to depend on yourself, is financial independence. You see, it's hard to be truly self-reliant if you're constantly worrying about money, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're deep in debt. So I challenge you, make financial independence a priority. Learn about money. Learn how to budget, how to save, how to invest. Don't leave your financial future in someone else's hands. Take control of it yourself. Start by living below your means. This isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices. It's about how you spend your money. It's about distinguishing between needs and wants. It's about investing in your future rather than instant gratification. Next, focus on increasing your income. In today's world, there are countless opportunities to make money. You don't have to be stuck in a job you hate. You can start a side business. You can freelance. You can invest. The possibilities are endless. But it's up to you to seize them. And remember, wealth isn't just about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. So learn to make your money work for you. Invest wisely. Build multiple streams of income. Create a financial cushion that allows you to weather any storm. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked. When it comes to self-reliance, emotional intelligence, you see, to truly depend on yourself, you need to understand yourself. You need to be able to manage your emotions, to motivate yourself, to empathize with others. Most people are at the mercy of their emotions. They react without thinking. They let their feelings dictate their actions. But when you develop emotional intelligence, you gain control. You're able to respond rather than react. You're able to stay calm under pressure. You're able to navigate complex social situations with ease. So how do you develop emotional intelligence? It starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotions. What triggers them? How do they affect your behavior? Don't judge yourself, just observe. The more you understand about your emotional patterns, the more control you'll have over them. Next, practice self-regulation. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means managing them effectively. When you feel angry, take a deep breath before you speak. When you feel anxious, remind yourself of past successes. When you feel discouraged, focus on what you're grateful for. And remember, emotional intelligence isn't just about managing negative emotions. It's also about cultivating positive ones. Practice gratitude. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Find joy in the journey, not just the destination. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when it comes to learning to depend on yourself, decision-making. You see, when you're truly self-reliant, you're able to make decisions confidently and effectively. You don't constantly second-guess yourself. You don't wait for others to tell you what to do. Most people struggle with decision-making. They're afraid of making the wrong choice. They're paralyzed by the fear of failure. But here's the truth. Indecision is a decision. When you don't make a choice, you're choosing to let circumstances or other people decide for you. So how do you become a better decision maker? First, gather information. Don't make decisions in the dark. Research, ask questions, seek advice if necessary. But remember, you're gathering information to inform your decision, not to make the decision for you. Next, trust your intuition. Your gut feeling is often your subconscious mind processing information faster than your conscious mind can. It's not infallible, but it's worth listening to. And perhaps most importantly, be willing to make mistakes. Every decision is a learning opportunity. If it turns out well, great. You've succeeded. If it doesn't turn out as planned, also great. You've learned something valuable that will help you make better decisions in the future. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked when it comes to self-reliance. The power of self-discipline. You see, depending on yourself isn't always easy or comfortable. There will be times when you need to do things you don't feel like doing. There will be times when you need to resist temptations, overcome laziness, push through fatigue. And that's where self-discipline comes in. Self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. It's the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's what turns dreams into reality. So how do you develop self-discipline? It starts with clarity. Be clear about what you want and why you want it. The stronger your why, the easier it is to stay disciplined. Next, create systems and routines that support your goals. Don't rely on willpower alone. Make it easier for yourself to do the right things and harder to do the wrong things. You remember, self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So start small. Pick one area of your life where you want to be more disciplined. Maybe it's waking up earlier or exercising regularly or sticking to a budget. Focus on that one area until the new behavior becomes a habit. Then move on to the next area. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial. When it comes to learning to depend on yourself, continuous learning and growth. You see, the world is constantly changing. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. Skills that are valuable today might be obsolete in a few years. So if you want to truly depend on yourself, you need to be constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly adapting. You need to stay ahead of the curve, not just keep up with it. And that means taking responsibility for your own education and personal development. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what to learn or how to grow. Take the initiative, read books, take courses, attend seminars, seek out mentors, expose yourself to new ideas, new perspectives, new ways of thinking. Be curious. Ask questions. Challenge your assumptions. And remember, learning isn't just about acquiring information. It's about applying what you learn. It's about turning knowledge into wisdom. So as you learn, always ask yourself, how can I use this? How can I apply this to my life, my work, my relationship? Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked when it comes to self-reliance, and the importance of self-reflection. You see, to truly depend on yourself, you need to know yourself. You need to understand your strengths and weaknesses, your values and beliefs, your goals and aspirations. And that requires regular self-reflection. It requires taking the time to step back from the busyness of life and really examine yourself. What's working in your life? What's not working? Are you living in alignment with your values? Are you making progress towards your goals? What lessons have you learned from your experiences? Most people never take the time for this kind of self-reflection. They're so caught up in the day-to-day that they never pause to consider the bigger picture. But when you learn to depend on yourself, you make self-reflection a priority. You see it as an essential tool for personal growth and self-improvement. Set aside time regularly for self-reflection. It could be daily journaling, weekly review sessions, or monthly goal-setting exercises. Whatever works for you, the important thing is to make it a habit. Because the more you understand yourself, the better equipped you'll be to rely on yourself. Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial. When it comes to learning to depend on yourself, the power of your mindset. You see, your mindset shapes everything. It shapes how you see the world, how you interpret events, how you respond to challenges. Most people have what I call a fixed mindset. They believe their abilities and character are set in stone, try and shy away from challenges because they're afraid of failure. They give up easily when things get tough. They see effort as fruitless or worse, as a sign that they're not talented. But when you learn to depend on yourself, you develop what's called a growth mindset. You believe that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. You embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. You persist in the face of setbacks. You see effort as the path to mastery. So how do you develop a growth mindset? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you face a challenge, do you think I can't do this or I can't do this yet? When you make a mistake, do you think I'm a failure or I'm learning? Catch yourself in those fixed mindset moments and consciously shift to a growth mindset perspective. Next, embrace challenges. Don't shy away from things that are difficult or uncomfortable. See them as opportunities to grow, to stretch yourself, to become stronger and more capable. And when you face setbacks or failures, don't let them define you. Learn from them. Use them as stepping stones to future success. Remember, learning to depend on yourself is a journey, not a destination. It's something you'll be working on for the rest of your life. There will be ups and downs, successes and failures, moments of confidence and moments of doubt. But that's okay. That's part of the process. What matters is that you keep going, keep learning, keep growing. Starting today, make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to take responsibility for your life. A commitment to develop the skills, the mindset, and the resilience to stand on your own 2 feet. A commitment to become the kind of person who can weather any storm, seize any opportunity, create their own success regardless of the circumstances. It's because when you learn to depend on yourself, you become unstoppable. You become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. And there's no limit to what you can achieve. So go out there, believe in yourself, trust in yourself, and create the life you've always dreamed of. The power's in your hands. Use it wisely. Thank you.